I'm sitting in a hole.
We have started, Lenny.
Oh.
How do you feel about being on camera?
I feel like I'm being interrogated.
Yeah, you are.
This is like that night when I ended up in the police station.
Anyway, introduce yourself there.
What am I known as to people? Lenny.
Yeah, okay.
We'll just go with one name. It's like Steve.
One name, Lenny.
Lenny.
Okay, so Jason Moore has 2 questions. What was your favourite part of the trip, other than Hooters?
Favourite part of the trip?
There's quite a few questions to get through, and I'm getting through these in the order that they've been asked. So.
Okay. Jesus. Stop, you don't have to edit this. I didn't even think about that. Favourite part of the trip was, I guess, tailgating. Doing the Thanksgiving tailgate. That was really cool. We've never experienced something like that here before, so it was interesting and it was fun. It was kind of cool to see everything, so that was cool.
What was your least favourite part of the trip?
Dealing with the GPS in the car. She was the worst. Grania was our GPS and she was terrible. Between Grania and Diane, you know, we were driving blind really.
Excuse you. One more question from Jason. Are we in Texas yet?
Yeah, that was fun for Diane, it seems.
It was fun. Sam Fuller asks, did you get to eat your steak?
No, I didn't get to eat my steak. And I saw Diane left a comment somewhere that Lenny didn't want a steak in the end. I did want a steak.
You didn't! I offered you a steak on the last
time.
2 days.
Yeah, it was breakfast time. I didn't want a steak at breakfast. No, we didn't get to have a steak. I was fuming over it, but...
That one's debatable, so... what's his name? Eric says... I can't read that, Eric. That's very rude.
Say it.
No.
Really did.
James
really did.
says, my question is more of a technical housekeeping one about YouTube. I am not receiving notifications over there when videos arrive and it's pissing me off. Lenny's in charge of the whole of YouTube, James.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Me and YouTube clash. They owe me money.
No, that is annoying though. It's very annoying actually that they don't send out notifications. EH asks, was that your first time shooting guns and did you enjoy it?
It was my first time shooting the big guns. I've shot Glocks before, only once. That was terrifying. It was actually in a gun range, but yeah, that was I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed shooting guns.
Cool. Christopher Rutland asks, what was the thing you saw on the trip that surprised you the most?
What surprised me the most? That's a tough one. I don't know. Nothing really surprised me that much. That's a terrible answer.
You're unfazed.
Yeah, I was very, I don't know. I think because I've travelled over and back from the States a lot, particularly in the last 10 years, so nothing was extremely new to me. I think for Diane, she hasn't done a whole lot of travel over there, so she was far more, oh my god, look at that, look at that, look at that, so... Explain your
American background there.
My American background? I lived in Los Angeles for over a year. I did like a J1 3-month visa thing in Santa Barbara before, and I've just been travelling over and back a lot since. I have a lot of friends over in California, so
sure
whenever I get a chance I just go over and chill out for a while.
Lots of friends.
Friends.
Imaginary friends. Bob Hench asks, was it your first time driving on the right? Obviously not, if you've lived in America. What was with the fort?
The fort? The fourth day was a very strange day. I think was that when I had no energy left in us whatsoever, and we're just being extremely lazy. And let's just do something stupid. And we built a fort. It was a really terrible fort. You guys couldn't see it, but if anyone hit off either side of that, we were dead.
Actually dead.
We actually had tables on top of the beds, and it was a terrible idea, really. Bob
also asks, is your real name Lenny?
No, my real name's not Lenny. That's my nickname. My name's actually Connor Lenihan, but then I was always called Lenny.
You're such a Lenny.
Such a Lenny.
How do we know you're answering these questions of your own free will? Okay. Did you ever feel like just leaving Diane by the side of the road and driving off?
Yes, plenty of times. But in fairness, she wasn't as annoying as the GPS. I kind of felt like putting my foot through that a few times.
Okay. How much did Diane annoy you? Asked Nikki Peter.
To be fair, Diane didn't actually annoy me that that much. I thought she'd be a lot more head-wrecking, but
It's the kindest thing you've ever said.
we actually got on pretty well, in fairness. We kept each other a bit sane at times, because we were some long drives, and, you know, we kept entertained.
Cool. Stories telling stories, aka Eric asks, what was your biggest misconception about what Texas would be like? And conversely, in what ways was it exactly what you expected?
Texas, yeah, I didn't know. I actually didn't know what to expect from Texas. I was expecting a bit more. I'm threading a fine line here, but you know, a bit more redneck country, I guess. You know, we've seen some stuff on television, and I don't know. I was expecting something really different. We didn't see a cowboy. We saw a couple of ranches when we went driving, but. Yeah, no, I didn't see a whole lot of. I guess we didn't delve deep enough into Texas to try and see.
Yeah, we didn't go to the country enough.
Yeah, we didn't see.
Next time.
I'd love to have seen a lot more of the more country Texas rather than just the cities.
Yeah, next time. Gary Dodge has a couple of questions. He said, did you get a lot of sideways glances walking around with the camera? Did people make peace signs and wave at the camera? And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, people in Texas were far more approachable with the camera than they would be here, so that was great, and that makes it so much easier to film and to actually go out with a camera, because usually you're kind of hiding it and you're trying to.
Yeah, they were way nicer.
Yeah, they were a lot more friendly when we had the camera, and they actually wanted to talk to the camera. Whereas in Dublin, you'd get people like, I don't want this on camera. So it made everything a lot easier and the trip far more enjoyable. And we actually thought we could get more things done because people were so open about it.
Yeah. Arthur says, is American food really that different from Irish food?
You know what? You have a lot more kind of Mexican-based foods. I think that's the only big difference, really. Everything else is pretty similar, to be honest.
Yeah. And then he asked about your firearms again, but you've already answered that. Mars Egan asks, in your several outings, did you hear any killer music, live or otherwise? Particularly looking to hear from a bassist perspective.
When we were out,
sorry, we're laughing because Lenny.
I play bass.
Lenny plays bass
in Diane's band, and I'm not a bassist. Did we? I don't think we really got to check out much of the live scene. Even we went out on 6th Street when we were in Austin, but I think we managed to avoid a lot of bands, unfortunately, which would have been really cool to see. So no, I didn't really get to check out the music scene too much.
Hobo Rider David, who you met, asks, F, marry, kill, Houston, Austin and Dallas. Da, da, da. They're all gonna hate you.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Mm.
What would you do?
I
think we're pretty.
We didn't give it a fair shot, really. In you know Dallas,
Dallas, we didn't get to see much at all. In fairness, I think the big thing I can remember from Dallas is trying to get good internet and Hooters.
Yeah, so I think we need to go back to give that a proper.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair to give it a proper assessment there, because even in Houston we still didn't get to do a whole lot. Austin was the only place we really got to enjoy a little bit.
Bob Hench says, "Are you willing to teach Diane how to drive?"
I am actually. I said this to her a while ago.
Really?
I said I'd love to, but I want to record it all. As long as we can record it all, it'd be good. But she's not driving in my car.
No. Chip Parmley says, how many American traffic laws did you break? No one drives the speed limit on the interstate.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I broke every traffic law.
Jesus, Lenny, don't tell me that now.
I mean, I didn't know what the speed limit was half the time. Although U-turns are pretty.
Oh my God, so many.
We did a million U-turns. You couldn't do that here. So in terms of Irish laws, we broke everything.
Jim Loftus says, did you enjoy driving those long distances?
I actually did. I actually don't mind driving at all, because that's what I do for work. I'm always on the road, going to different jobs, going to different places the whole time. So I actually kind of enjoy that. And to be fair, Diane was always full of beans, so she kept me awake.
So many beans.
So many beans, yeah.
Nearly there now. On a scale of 1 to 10, mark the trip from Jeff Moreau. Mark the trip.
Trip's 10 out of 10. It was great. I really, really, really enjoyed it. We got good work done. We got some good content. It's thumbs up.
The Random Stranger says, you actually met him in the video we're editing right now. Oh. What were you most looking forward to before you came? Did it live up to your expectations? What do you feel like you missed out on? You've kind of answered that last one already.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't have too much thoughts about what I was getting myself into at all until like the night before, and I'm like, wait a minute, tomorrow I'm going to Texas. So, you know, I think that was good. I didn't build anything up too much. I was more concentrated on what we had to get done and how we were going to do it. And then, you know, once we got there, everything just flowed so well. And again, myself and Dan just worked pretty well together, and it was all pretty positive.
Yep. What were you most looking forward to? Oh no, I've just asked that. Aaron Lechner says, Lechner? Would you like to visit another place in America if you had a chance? And if where? If so, where? I asked that wrong.
Oh, there's so many places I'd love to visit.
I want to go everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like, we were even talking about that since the last day of the trip, before we even got on the plane. We're like, where could we go to next? Where would be awesome? Like, there's so many places. I don't even know where to start. I've done California, now we've kind of done Texas, so it would be great to try somewhere different that we haven't really, either of us have really gone to before, because I think that idea that we don't know what we're going into a little bit is a bit exciting.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of that.
Barbara Allen, last question. Thoughts in 3 words or less on Texans, the landscape, and the road and the food. So I don't know if that's 3 words on everything or 3 words on each of them. Just sum up your trip in 3 words for Barbara.
In 3 words.
It's hard. That's a hard question.
Yeah.
Texas. Texas.
Texas, yeah. The Banter State.
That was good, Lenny. Well done. Didn't you do great for someone who doesn't like going on camera so much?
Yeah, I should be on the other side.
Yeah, let's swap permanently. Thanks, Lenny. Bye.